Thank you for tuning in. My name is Chris with JustRightFit.com. Today I want to read to you a story that I came across about YouTube or Google removing a movie called Ukraine on Fire. That movie's been up for 6 years, and all of a sudden they decided to remove it. After I read the story, I'm going to come back and tell you why it's important, why this story matters.
Reading is fundamental.
This story was published on the website Breitbart.com, and it was published on March 10th, 2022 by Alam Bukhari, and it reads as follows. Google-owned YouTube censors 2016 documentary Ukraine on Fire featuring Oliver Stone. Google-owned YouTube has censored Ukraine on Fire, a 2016 documentary chronicling the events of Euromaidan, the uprising that overthrew Ukrainian President Viktor Yanukovych and installed a pro-EU, pro-NATO government. The documentary features filmmaker Oliver Stone, who is well known for his criticism of Western foreign policy. It was produced and directed by the Ukrainian film director Igor Lopatinuk. Lopatinuk discussed YouTube's censorship in a post on Twitter, revealing that the Google-owned video platform had removed the 6-year-old documentary for featuring violent or graphic content. The filmmaker also asked the public to download the film from Vimeo and post it everywhere. In a comment to Breitbart News, a YouTube spokeswoman confirmed that the documentary had been taken down for graphic content. The documentary had previously been hosted on the Google-owned platform for 6 years without running into any problems. Ukraine on Fire is still available to watch on a number of other platforms, including Odyssey, Vimeo, and Rumble. The film characterizes the toppling of President Yanukovych, which kicked off 8 years of conflict culminating in the ongoing Russian invasion of the country, as a Western-backed coup along the lines of other color revolutions in the region. From IMDb, Ukraine, across its eastern border, is Russia, and to its west, Europe. For centuries, it has been at the center of a tug-of-war between powers seeking to control its rich lands and access to the Black Sea. 2014's Maidan massacre triggered a bloody uprising that ousted President Viktor Yanukovych and painted Russia as the perpetrator by Western media. But was it? Ukraine on Fire by Igor Lopatinuk provides a historical perspective for the deep divisions in the regions which led to the 2004 Orange Revolution, 2014 uprisings, and the violent overthrow of democratically elected Yanukovych. Covered by Western media as a people's revolution, it was in fact a coup d'etat scripted and staged by nationalist groups and the U.S. State Department. Investigative journalist Robert Perry reveals how U.S.-funded political NGOs, non-governmental organizations, and media companies have emerged since the 80s, replacing the CIA in promoting America's geopolitical agenda abroad. YouTube's act of censorship was quickly noted by free speech-friendly video platforms. Odyssey, a blockchain-based video platform focused on empowering censored independent creators, said the documentary remains hosted on its platform. They have a tweet here. I think the only Oliver Stone movie I saw was the Doors one. That was a good movie, so this Ukraine one is probably good too. But yeah, it's on Odyssey. Watch it if you want. I don't know. Freedom of choice, Devo, said Odyssey's official account. Rumble, a video platform home to prominent conservatives, also chimed in. And now YouTube is handing Rumble documentaries, said Rumble CEO Chris Pavlovsky. In a comment, a YouTube spokeswoman said, "We removed this video for violating our violent or graphic content policy, which prohibits content containing footage of corpses with massive injuries, such as severed limbs, for example, videos of beheadings. Re-uploads of this video containing the violative content will also be removed from YouTube. While we do allow content with educational, documentary, scientific, or artistic content, for some categories we have a higher bar, and we do not make exceptions for certain kinds of violent graphic content. This documentary is also available on a number of other platforms, including Vimeo and Amazon." End of story.
Now, the reason this story is important and why it matters is because the fact that they removed it is telling. Whenever YouTube removes a movie or a video, it's mostly because it goes against the narrative that the government and the global elitists are trying to push. See, they think we're just a herd and we can be easily manipulated one way or another. And that is true to some extent. Most people are just part of a herd and they're moved by what the media presents to them. But I'm not going to fall for it. And I suggest that you not fall for it either. You can watch this movie on my website, justrightfit.com/movies. And I'll put a link in the description box, and you can see the address on your screen below. So I just want to let you know that they took this movie down, and I want you to watch the movie so you'll know why they took it down. It shows a lot of information and it reveals just what they're really up to and why we hear so much about Ukraine, 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 and Putin's evil, Putin's evil, Putin's evil. We got to help Ukraine. But in this movie, that again, this movie has been out for 6 years, long before this current Ukraine crisis has had started. So this explains a whole lot why that's all we hear about today is Ukraine, and why we hear about anything through the media. Whenever the media sensationalizes something, they have a hidden agenda. Best believe that. So I just wanted to give you that and show you where you can watch the movie. So watch the movie. I watched it. It's a really good movie. It explains a lot about what's really going on in Ukraine, but more importantly, it explains how we are being manipulated every minute of every day. So thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, don't forget to subscribe, leave me a comment, go to my website, get you a t-shirt or something, or just look around. I got some other movies up there, some other videos that you may like, and most of the videos on my website have already been taken down off my channel by YouTube. So have fun. Thanks again for tuning in.